the beat goes.
What's going on, guys? Cruising Koozie here. I've been stage 2 for like 2 weeks now, and like ever since I installed the intercooler. I don't even have a downpipe on, but I don't really care. I know I'm losing a little bit of power. I mean, I watched my EGTs enough to, like, it doesn't bother me. I'll be fine. My cat's fine. I'm not worried about it. I don't recommend doing it. If you want to run stage 2, definitely get a downpipe, but I'm cautious enough to where I don't really care. I guess I want to give it a review and film some polls. I guess get a little bit more exhaust clips, like I don't have enough already. But first I'm gonna wash my car. I gotta drive out, and it's like a 10-minute drive. The car is disgusting. I don't want to film anything on it while it's disgusting. I didn't know you could see those back there through the window like that. But yeah, I'm gonna clean the car, drive out to my Mexico spot, get some poles in, and kind of talk about it a little more. We're all cleaned up. She looks alright. It wasn't the best wash, not gonna lie, it was pretty shitty. This crack is so goddamn big now. Come on, focus, focus. Come on. I mean, you can see it there. It's ridiculously big. It's real, I swear. The camera does not want to focus. I don't think I've washed my car since I got those carbon mirrors. She looks alright. Better than she did, that's for sure. This roof gets so dirty once I went black. But I mean, it looks a lot better for the time being. I don't know why this camera is being so stupid. I think I fixed the camera problem. Now it's time to go to Mexico, get some poles in, and talk about how I feel about stage 2. I'm on E30, by the way, stage 2 E30. I figured I'd talk a little bit about like my setup and why I'm on stage 2 while I'm driving to the spot. Might as well get it out of the way, you know what I mean? So I have a Vrsf 5-inch stepped front mount intercooler. That's my most recent engine mod. I have a ctsturbo intake, and then I have an FTP Motorsports, FTP Motorsports boost pipe, and then I have the Vrsf charge pipe. I also have the FTP Motorsports inlet that attaches to the intake. I don't really see that doing much, but I wanted to get rid of all the plastic and rubber piping anyways, just as like a safety precaution, I would say, because way too many people end up blowing out their plastic charge pipes, and that's no good, right? Yeah, so pretty much the reason I went stage 2 is because I need to pass emissions, and I don't want to get rid of my downpipe for the time being. Not yet. Not because, so I'm co-signed on the car with my stepdad. My stepdad's the co-signer, and he doesn't like the idea of deleting a catalytic converter. He doesn't, he's more of an environmentalist, I would say. He's really big about, like, destroying the ozone and pollution and all, and, like, littering and stuff like that. Like, that really bothers him. And I get it. I mean, we are destroying the earth, but, I can't run catless, not yet. I mean, once the loan is lower down, I've probably only paid like 5 or 6 grand on my loan. I still have like 16,000 left on it. I do plan on refinancing the car, and when I do that, I will go catless, and I'll obviously make a video on that, and I'll give all my review and how I feel about it. But right now, I mean, the car runs fine. My EGTs, before I had a front mount intercooler, were getting up to like 1800 degrees if I ran stage 2, so I was like, there's no way I'm gonna end up melting my cat. But ever since I got that front mount, my temps are, like, the intake temps are just so much lower that the exhaust temps don't get as high either. So the car, it likes it. I mean, not necessarily, because I am losing the power I would make. Like, I'd get quicker spool time and everything if I went catless, which, I mean, it makes sense why it's recommended. But honestly, you don't have to. But I'm weird. I'm very, very cautious about everything on the car. I check my pit values 24/7. Like, every time I start the car, I'm sitting there on my bimmerlink just watching the oil temp, and I won't even drive until it hits 160, which is still honestly too cold to even drive the car. But I won't full throttle it because it's not worth it. I don't want to damage a piston ring or destroy my cylinder walls or anything like that. Plus the turbo has oil running through it. That needs to be at an optimal temp as well. The car is definitely way faster on stage 2. The best way I can explain how it feels is if you're on a stage 1 N20 or N26 right now, how it feels when you floor it from 40 to 60, how it's almost like, it's pretty quick. It gets to 46 quickly and smoothly, and it doesn't feel like it's dying off, like it feels nice. That's how it feels from 80 to 100 now. Before, once you got around 80, it kind of tapered off, it didn't feel as powerful, but now that power band feels like it just keeps going. Like, it honestly doesn't even die off to like 110, which I know I shouldn't be driving that fast, but I mean, what do you expect? I was paying so much attention to talking to the camera that I'm most likely to get on this one too. I need to get over about 3 lanes to get on the freeway right here. I'm all the way in the furthest right, and I need to take a left to get on the freeway. Don't think that's gonna happen. Probably gonna have to make a U-turn, but it's whatever. More time to talk, I guess. For that stage 2 to work, I gotta get over it. I made it, but now I gotta wait at a light. So I am on protuningfreaks boot mode 3 or boot mod, whatever you call it. The stage 2 E30 map. And then on top of that, I run xhpflashtool stage 3 trans. And I'm gonna put both of my tune settings in this video. I'll put it somewhere in the corner so that you guys can see what my custom settings are for like my burbles and stuff. Because I also reworked my XHP a little bit too. I did the custom shift map editor for a little bit. It wasn't for me. I don't really like it. I mean, at first I was like, oh cool, I can rev out the gears longer, but whenever you're like just comfort, like just cruising around, even because I cruise in sport, I'm always in sport mode at all times, like no matter what. And then sport plus, if I'm not on a freeway, because I feel like it's safer to have that traction control when you're on the freeway, just in case, you never know. But I did change my settings around, so now I'm running the line pressure bump, which makes the 3-4 and the 5-6 shift. I believe so. When you shift into 4th and when you shift into 6th, they're way more aggressive. Like the shocks, as XHP would say, when you shift, when the car like kind of kicks a little bit, almost like a DCT transmission would, they're way more aggressive. And I like that. I like the way it feels. Plus I'm running more power, so it's the extra clamping force is a little bit better on the transmission. I don't know, that's just how I like it. But on top of that, I also changed my burble settings. They are more than what's recommended for the cat, but since I don't go super crazy, I'm not burbling every 2 seconds of my drive, I don't see it doing any harm. Plus when I burble, I'm looking at my EGTs, and if anything, they lower. So I know I'm not doing too much harm to the cat as people would think stage 2 would do. In my opinion, I'm doing just as much damage as stage 1 would do, just with the extra power. I don't recommend doing it if you don't have any mods, but say you're full bolt-on, like I'm almost full bolt-on. All I'm missing is the diverter valve, and I don't even think that this is considered for full bolt-on, but the Precision Raceworks ignition coil upgrade, and then the downpipe, obviously. But I already explained I'm not getting a downpipe for a while. But the car runs fine, it just has more power. I raced a I think 16 or 17 5.0 Mustang, and then I also raced a 2017 Charger RT. The 5.0 Mustang, it smoked me, which is kind of obvious for this car. I mean, if I had a B40 or a B58, like 340i, and I was on stage 2, I'm pretty sure I would get the Mustang. But the Charger, I was very surprised, because before, when I was on stage 1 E30, if I raced a 5.7 Charger, it was door to door, just dead even the whole way until like 90, 100, and then the Charger would start to pull a little bit. But now I put like an entire school bus on that Charger, and I was very surprised by that. This dude's just sitting at a green light. Yeah, no, it honestly blew me away how much faster the car was once I went to stage 2. It doesn't feel faster when you floor it, like it doesn't throw you in the seat any more than it did before in stage 1, but it definitely has more power. Especially with how I explained the AD100 is just so smooth and feels so much better than it did on stage 1, and actually gets to 100 a lot faster than stage 1. Real quick. So I don't know if you saw that, but at the end it said drivetrain malfunction or whatever, and every time I check the code it says low boost, and I've searched everywhere. I cannot find a boost leak. So my next guess, because I mean, you can't really diagnose exactly where a boost leak is. The car's not going to tell you that. And I've checked all the pipes I've swapped. Even when I put my new intercooler in, I made sure everything was on tight. Even before the intercooler went in, like I'd had it out, I made sure all the pipes were on the correct way. I seriously can't figure out where the boost leak is, so I would assume that I need to clean both of my MAF sensors, and then I'm gonna try and tighten the inlet pipe for the turbo. I'm gonna try and tighten it a little bit, because when I did it, it felt like it kept twisting, but I was scared that I was gonna over tighten it, so I stopped. And I mean, if I'm gonna take out the MAFs and clean them, I might as well get down there and tighten it up more if I can, and maybe that'll help with the problem. I know that I have a lot of oil flow by as well, and it's only gonna get worse now that I'm on stage 2, but it's definitely worth me checking it out, because there's a little bit of performance that I'm losing. I've even noticed it when I watch my PIDs in the low end. I get up to like almost 20 psi, and then in the high end it drops down to like 17.5, 17.6 psi. And I don't really think it's supposed to do that. I mean, I know at the top end the turbo starts losing its efficiency, so it will lose boost, but I don't think 3 psi is the amount I'm supposed to be losing, so I want to look more into it. Little ZL1 LE on the way over here. Alright, I'm here, so I'm gonna stop at this yellow sign and get a 0 to 60 in Sport Plus, or not even 60. I'll floor it up as much. I don't know how fast I'll go, but I'll put her in Sport Plus, give her a little bit of a brake boost, because I don't want to use launch control. I just brake traction hardcore, and here we go. There was a little bit of a granny shift in there. It wasn't intentional. It was on accident, but either way, still made it up to 80. It's not the fastest car in the world, but for a 4-cylinder, it moves. It definitely moves. Get a little 20 roll in. Let me slow it down, and then we'll punch it. Let off right before 80. I'll end up setting my camera up and getting some outside pulls here in a second. It's been a while since I made like a full-on video like this. I mean, not really, but I mean, it's already been like, what, 2 or 3 weeks since I even installed that intercooler. My IATs are gonna get hot from sitting around. This first pass might be a little but I'll do more than one anyway, so. You know, there's absolutely never cars on this road, except for when I decide that I want to film, which is kind of annoying, but whatever, right? I'm telling you, so many cars come by. I got, what, those 2 passes, and then I came in burbling. I don't even... Oh, shit. The camera cut off because hopefully this wind's not drowning out any noise, but the phone overheated, like, right when I got in the car, so I guess I got lucky with those FlyBys. I don't even know if the camera even picked up what I was saying when a freaking fly got in the car. I'm pretty sure it got out, rolled the window down, and tried to shoo him off. I saw one on the windshield on the outside. I'm assuming that was him. But yeah, no, so many cars are flying through here. No, there's never cars over here. This is why I used to always come here. I'm wondering if they built more houses out back then. I'm gonna pull forward a little bit more, prop the phone up, get a couple revs in, and then I'll end up going home, getting all my XHP and boot mode, whatever, my custom tune setups or whatever, not custom tune, but like my custom settings for them, and put this whole video together. I mean, I don't see me being the reason you go stage 2, saying that I don't know, I feel like I don't explain things that well. I know how to, like, explain why it does what it does, but I'm the worst when it comes to explaining exactly, like, oh, holy crap, it's faster. I mean, I've been on it for 2 weeks, so that, like, wow factor is kind of gone. A lot of people say they have issues with stage 2 on this motor. I haven't had any issues at all, but I also had my fuel pump replaced, like, 28,000 miles ago. I didn't have it replaced. I replaced it. I replaced both the high pressure and low pressure with OEM ones. I wish I didn't do that at the time, because I kind of wish I had upgraded ones, even though they don't make that big of a difference unless I'm custom tuned. I don't really know, because you can do a B58TU high pressure fuel pump swap on these cars now, and you can run fully 85 instead of E30. I think the maximum on our fuel system's like E40. But even if I do have the TU, I would have liked to have the low pressure upgrade as well. I just don't see it really being worth it. The rest of the full bolt-on mods are the only things I see worth it for this car. My end goal is to have this be full bolt-on stage 2 and still be my daily driver, and then I eventually, my plan is to pay off all my student loans, and then I want to get the new A90 Supra. Not an A91, just because they're newer and the DME has barely been unlocked, so they're just now being able to be tuned. I'd rather have one that has more of the research on it, I guess. I know they're not that much different of cars, the A90 to A91, but my end goal is an A90, a 2020 A90. That'll be the newest car I've ever owned and the fastest car I've ever owned, because currently I'm in the fastest car I've ever owned, and I only make 320 horsepower, 360 foot-pounds of torque, which is like what that car makes stock. But yeah, I mean, I hope that this video was informal in some way. Like, hopefully it helped you out, I guess, determining, because I don't know how many people want to run stage 2 and don't have a downpipe like me. I don't recommend it, but if you're as crazy about how your car runs and you watch all those pit values and everything like I do, or even if you have the same knowledge towards cars that I do, I mean, I went to school for it. I wouldn't say I'm like the smartest car guy there is, but I know a lot about it, enough to where if something's wrong, I know how to fix it. I know how to find out what needs to be fixed, and I know how certain components work. Like, I know how most components work, actually. But I mean, I try to give out as much information as possible. If you are going stage 2 and you have ethanol available, definitely use it and run the E30 map. because I haven't run stage 2 91. I don't plan on it until the E85 out here. It's honestly E50 most places. Until that runs out, I'm going to be in E30 at all times. Even though, I mean, I do have to drive 15 minutes out of my way for it, but it's worth it. The car is noticeably faster. Stage 1 91 versus stage 1 E30 is a big difference. It's kind of weird. So I would assume it's the same thing for stage 2. I don't even know what the power numbers would be for stage 2 91. I only know the E30 and E40 power numbers of this car because the Facebook group chat that I'm in. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go get those exhaust clips, and that'll pretty much be it for this video. I'll get one last clip in. Do another 20 roll. This is my take on the stage 2 E30 for N20 and N26 engines. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and peace out.